Right, welcome to the Proverbial Talk. We're on episode 4. Better Not Perfect, that's what it's going to be called. Today's proverb is, For so findeth me, findeth life, and shall obtain favor of the Lord. So, favor of the Lord, right? This directly refers to obedience to the Lord. Finding God means noticing Him in all creatures, people, and in the ordinary things. Hence, you find life everywhere, also love. So you have to notice, you have to look for God or notice God essentially in everything. So when you see things, like I'll give you an example, yeah. When I was out somewhere in London, I was walking and I saw this lady get scared because the pigeons, like in a large group, started flying, yeah, over her, and she just cowered down and got scared because of the pigeons. And I don't know if she has a phobia of pigeons or if she just doesn't like them because she's scared of them, doing something on her. Then it was just like, okay, she's scared, but why is she scared? Why does she fear an animal that is harmless, is not, it's not like a snake, doesn't have any risk to your life? Why is she scared of that? Well, she might have increased anxiety, because of the situation, and she sort of made it seem like it ruined her whole day. And it's an interesting perspective. I was quite shocked by that actually, because I love all animals, so I don't really understand when people fear them. But I noticed that again when I was waiting on a bus station. There was a younger lady. This one was an older lady, the first one. The younger lady had the pigeons were just like in the bus station, and she just started swearing at them and getting annoyed because they were coming near her. And I thought, why? Why are you scared of them? Are you scared because you think they're dirty? Are you scared because you don't want them to fly over your head? Or what's the issue? I don't understand. And then some YouTube video came on my feed, and the lady was feeding pigeons and explaining why people fear them, essentially, why they think they're dirty, and it's all a misconception. So, a stereotype that pigeons carry diseases and all that stuff, and they don't. They actually don't. So it's not fair for them, and they are accustomed to our presence in society. They used to be our mail, right? We used to send letters through pigeons, so we used to breed them and keep them. So essentially, pigeons are like, why did you kick me out? I'm sure they feel a bit abandoned, like in their psyche. They don't understand why they keep getting rejected by us when we used to welcome them, use them, and give them a purpose, right? So yeah, enough about pigeons. But it applies to every animal and every person. So if you see a cat, some people hate cats, some people hate dogs, some people hate other people. When you hate them, subconsciously you're rejecting yourself inside of them. So they haven't done anything to you, but you feel either fear, jealousy, hatred, all those negative emotions about them. And it's just a reflection of how you feel about yourself. So this is where your inner work comes in, and where you need to address everything in your life. Reconsider, reevaluate everything that you're doing. What's making you feel those strong emotions about animals and about strangers? It's really, not only is it toxic, you're harboring hate inside your heart for innocent life, and that hurts you. So it hurts your heart, hurts your brain, it hurts your progress, it hates your job, your success, it hurts your family, it hurts everything in your life, right? This is where I'm going to go into favor. So the last part of the proverb is, for so findeth me, right? Looks for God inside of things, inside of living beings, even trees, and, there's God in everything, basically. Shall obtain the favor of the Lord. What is favor? Favor of the Lord is pretty simple. It refers to getting things, right? Just material things, right? The first time. Opportunities. Money, fame, skills, love, relationships, achievements. It's like being special in all the right ways. It also is being prioritized above all else. However, God's favor comes at a high price. Basically, a sacrifice that is unbearable for most people. So, being that, let's say, a person is favored by the Lord, yeah? And a lot of people will feel like, I also want to be favored by the Lord. And why is that person special? And why am I not special, right? That's a common feeling people feel. That's basically jealousy and feeling inadequate of why them and why not me? Why are they getting famous? Why are they getting money? Why do they have all these connections? Well, that comes with a price, as this is where I'm going to reveal something from the other side of the veil. A lot of people, right, that think, although that applies to some people, a lot of the people that we think, or that people think, I'm not really in this category anymore because I understand it, that think that people have to sell their soul to the devil to obtain wealth, notoriety, money, all these things are wrong. So not only are you wrong that they don't sell their soul to the devil. Some do, yeah, some do really, really dodgy things behind the scenes. I'm not going into that. I'm going into it's not that it's a conspiracy theory, it's just a misunderstanding of the favor of the Lord. So in order to obtain favor of the Lord, you need to sacrifice. And I'm not saying sacrifice things, people, maybe relationships with them. That's a different sacrifice, but not sacrificing like literally, doing something crazy. It's more like sacrificing things in yourself, time, events that you could have gone to. This is just surface level. There is deeper things, like relationships with your family. Why can't you have a relationship with your family if you want the favor of the Lord? Because they are a distraction, essentially. They might love you in their own way. You might love them, but they're getting in the way of where you need to be in life, how you need to, progress, your achievements. Some family might be beneficial. I'm not saying they might not, but coming back to what I was saying about selling your soul. So this is where the misconception comes, that favor of the Lord comes from nothing. So they just get it because they're born with it. Not in part, yes, some people are born, but they are born with the heaviness of carrying favor, of carrying burden, responsibility. To have it is to have the same responsibility of being able to steward it. They call it stewarding in the Bible, stewarding favor, opportunities, money. If you know how to move, if you know which way to go, which decisions to make, then you'll be able to keep it. If not, you will get it and lose it. And then you'll be back in the same spot all over again in the cycle. So people that have favor always learn. So they're continuously learning. 2, they have a responsibility of not giving it away, not borrowing, and the burden of not giving it away to people in need. So that comes in the beginning stage when you're building wealth, when you're stewarding your fame. You can't give everybody the opportunity to be around you because they might need it at the moment and you might feel bad. Oh my goodness, I need to help them. Well, no, you don't. Actually, you don't need to help them. You need to help yourself. 3, having, I lost the plot now. having favor. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the unbearable. So unbearable part is that you don't know where to go. Essentially, you're left at a stage where you have so much burden on you that you don't know where to go. You don't know if to take this route, or this route, or just stay in one spot. So you end up staying still. Staying still can be beneficial, but sometimes you're too stagnant. So you're in places where other people would make a mindless decision. They would just work on autopilot, like, yeah, I have to go to work now. Well, no, a person that has this favor and this responsibility, they don't know if to continue going to a job that offers them money to fund something else or to stop going to work because they realize they're not contributing anything to society. They're wasting their time, they're wasting their potential. So this is the dilemma that we face. Essentially, favor looks good on the surface, but it's not easy to carry. So it is not easy to carry it. It does look very exciting from the outside. Like you have everything, nothing goes wrong. If you don't understand, if you don't not really in the person's circle to really understand what they're going through, but they might be actually in a worse of position than you. They're just dealing with the situation in a bit more mature way. They don't have the luxury of being depressed, staying in one spot, stopping and lamenting over the situation. They just have to keep progressing and keep going. And I would generally encourage everyone who has any feelings of depression, anxiety, even the feelings of jealousy that I mentioned, is to seek God, to seek your love and everything, to see it for how it really is. And that's where you essentially become free of all the negative bondages that you might have on you. And I really wish everyone could see life inside every being, inside every tree, every little ant. They would love it, right? Instead of hating it and trying to stomp it out. And these, like the pigeons. Why would you hate pigeons? They're so adorable. But that's just me. I just love everything. I'm that kind of person. Some people hate everything. So yeah, in a way I feel sorry for them. I wish I could change the perspective, but not everybody will reach that kind of the higher vibrations, as we say. I'm still open to promotion, so I mentioned that at the end of every episode. I've got some people promoting my stuff. I've got some people. I'm gonna speak about my lessons as well, because I just have a new student joining me. They're joining me for like business coaching. So I have 2 lessons that I teach. I teach epoxy lessons, and then I also do business coaching. If you have a business idea and you don't know how to develop it, I can show you how to. I can give you all the links, all the stuff that's free or almost free, all the resources that you can use to get yourself to a place where I'm at, for example, with very little or zero money, just the skills and developing on the ideas. And then from there, we can progress to funding and looking for funds and, increasing, your sales and getting to that stage where you are producing enough revenue to be able to secure funding, loans, business loans, or sponsors and people that would actually fund you, So those contacts are really, really important. And I really hope you get to use my advice and you succeed. I want everybody to have their own thing going, even if they have a job. I think everybody should have some kind of either service or craft or product that they do make or provide, and that will essentially be a step towards their freedom. See you in the next one.